Hey, IntellectualRadio.com. My segment is Another Perspective. Again, I got my girl Nicole, and she gonna open up the show with a nice poem. Go ahead, sister.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Nicole, BKA Nikki, aka Gwendolyn Nicole. And today I want to talk about people being in hard spaces. A lot of time people are in hard spaces and they hold it in. And I once too was in a real hard space. And once I revealed that and let it out to the world, I was able to deal with it in a better sense. So my poem today is coming from people. If you're dealing with something tough, you know, God is watching it, and it's only better days after this one. So let me get started. The poem I'm saying today is called Hard Space. One thing I won't do is lie about my case. At this point in my life, I'm in a messy space. A lot of people who were supposed to be there left me on scene. Guess I expected too much. Them men were mean. My mama said the first to go are friends. Wish she would have warned me about family too. Most of them money hungry and gospels with nothing else better to do. When you got something to offer, they smiling and y'all so cool. Ask for a helping hand, they looking at you like a fool. When I was smoking and drinking, everybody wanted to hang with me. And now I'm reading and writing, and they all want to flee. Can't blame everybody for my problems and issues. Have to face the fact, be strong, put down the rolls of tissue. Most of the things I went through, I blame myself for it. Poor decision making, lack of saving. Yes, I'm responsible for my own. Every time I fall, I come back harder and stronger. Mind fresher, discipline, dreams, and to-do lists longer and longer. Stuff don't stop here. I've already overcame my fear. I'm going to keep reading these books and retaining this knowledge. So one day I'll smile and say I finished college. God puts you through tests to see if you will fold. And it was through that moment I found out people in this world can really be cold. And to not trust the soul because everything that glitters ain't gold. Sometimes in this world, if seeing you gotta be bold, that's the only way you gonna make it out and your story will be told. I'm in a hard space in life that I must admit. I'm going to hold my head high, smile, and not let it affect me a bit. As long as I connected to the spirit above, I can't complain because I know it's all love.
Hey, that was nice. I like that. I like that.
Thank
That
you.
goes into what I want to talk about today. First and foremost, I want to thank New Covenant um, Missionary Baptist Church. If I'm saying it correctly, they invited me a couple of days ago to speak on the behalf of the young lady that got killed a couple of weeks ago, got shot in a car. Wrong place at the wrong time. She was just hanging out, joyriding with friends, and somebody rolled up and shot her. So, to the family that lost their daughter or any kids in this city, we pray that you have strength and hold on because change gonna come real soon. The thing I want to talk about today is basically what Nicole was talking about. When you rely on people, you think they're your friend and you confide in them, then they double back and talk about what you and they have talked about to others. I had a situation last week. I think y'all was with me on the radio when I had a situation at my job where they wanted me to cut my show just to benefit them. And I confided in some people because I was upset because I transitioned to that job expecting a promotion or a position. And from that point on, I've been shunned on a lot of things, or the work demand is all on me because I'm the skilled one. But I had to fall back and really think about it because if it wasn't for me, that place will fold. So God is working on me on that issue. Then I had a situation where my little brother had to come to me and he said, bro, you know, I love you. And I want you to just relax because everything ain't glitter.
Ain't gold.
It ain't gold.
It
You
sure
feel
ain't.
me? So, I want the sister to give me a woman's perspective on IntellectualRadio.com. And I want me some feedback on that issue.
Okay. Far as about the job situation,
Well, just
just
situations at hand.
okay. My own personal perspective about human beings and people and friends and stuff like that. I would say that I've had a lot of situations where I thought people were close to me, were dear to me, but they really wasn't. But one thing I had to learn is that when you go through a trial or tribulation with somebody, don't let that block your view of everybody, because everybody is not the enemy. Like it's just like when you buy a car. You buy a car, you driving, you on the expressway, and then you get a flat tire. That don't mean that the car was bad. That's just simply stating that that was just a bad tire. Now, when you go get another tire, that doesn't mean that that tire is going to blow out too. So what I've learned is that human is just human. They have trial and error as anybody else. Just what you went through with this person doesn't mean that all people are like that. And a lot of time people in their heart, they don't want to believe that. It's just that um like you can go through something so traumatizing that you will block yourself away from it, not saying everybody else is
You
like
block your
that.
blessings,
You
right?
block your blessings that way, and you're not thinking that everybody like that. You just doing that because that feeling hurt you so bad that you don't want to endure it again and
Right.
again. So what I would tell any woman or man, even with relationships or anything, jobs, education, schools, business, that what you go through in life that hurts you is sometimes meant to grow you,
Exactly.
to make you understand that, yeah, I went through this, but I'm still breathing, I'm still alive, I didn't fold. You know what I mean? So it's just a life learned lesson. Don't let people, jobs, anything stir your view of how you view things. If you're going to change the way you view something, let it be because you want to, and not as a whole, and take
Exactly.
everybody with you with that one. So that's how I feel about that.
And that goes with life. If we actually just manifest and focus on self,
Exactly.
get self together first, then anything outside that will fall into play. Because I talk about this all the time, the 3 A's: act, react, and action. And I acted. I had made an act, and it was a react.
Reaction to another reaction.
Exactly.
Right.
So, I understand, but I'm at an age and I'm at a point in my life where I want to be content.
Exactly.
You know, I don't got time to play games because I'm 45. In the next 10 to 15, which that'll come real quick if I don't pace myself, you know. And my little brother said something to me. He said, you've been acting off an act, and that would make you react. And I was like, I know. He said, you don't have to do that no more. You don't have nothing to prove. Your skills shows for itself. So I want to ask anybody that's out there on Facebook Live, IntellectualRadio.com. Another perspective is our segment, and we are talking about handling situations without an outburst or anything that is going to hinder your blessing. Excuse me, I'm a little bit up under the weather, but I don't want to hinder my blessings. On top of me having that endeavor, that's why, it was a breath of fresh air when I got a call from a young brother that wanted me to speak at his church the other day. And it was one of them hot days, but I wanted not to point fingers or preach. I wanted to be able to use my experience
To help somebody else.
to help somebody else. You know what I'm saying? So I had to camera check myself. Wait a minute. I'm on this path, and the devil is a lie. And the devil will try to put something in front of you to hinder your thoughts and your feelings and behaviors. But at the end of the day, I'm human. I have feelings, I have thoughts, I have behaviors.
Right.
And I'm not an angel. So, what I got away in the past, maybe that's God's way is putting me through that trial to see if I can react in a way where it won't hurt nobody, or at least educate me and experience another perspective of thought. Can you
Yeah.
chime in on that?
Yeah. With that, like, just in general, I would just say, don't let anger is a weak emotion. When you're angry, when you sad, or when you're not at your normal norm, it's best. Even me, at times when I'm angry, I react because that's just a natural feeling for you to do. But it's best that when you angry or you feeling some type of way, to pull back from the situation and ask yourself the question, why am I angry?
Hmm.
What's making me mad? How can I get around this? And
Hmm.
how can, if I don't like this feeling so much, what can I do not to feel this again?
Exactly.
That's the best thing to do, because sometimes, like, I was watching the news the other day, and a girl, she rammed another girl into a tree.
Exactly. I
And
saw
that was
that.
out of anger because that was the father, I'm assuming, of a child or something like that.
It was a domestic. Well, that's one thing I get mad at the brothers, because if you're gonna play the field,
Play it right.
but play it, don't let the left hand know what the right hand doing. I'm not condoning none of that, because I have made mistakes like that too.
Mhm.
But the brother, we have the power to, how could I say it? We can maybe guide some way of another thought. You know what I'm saying? And when you play one woman against another woman, and a situation arises where it's a fight or argument or even death, that's not right, because the simple fact, this young lady lost her life and had a baby by the one, and the other girl was, a throwback or whatever the case may be, how you call it, whatever. And I'm not saying all women like that, but the situation in hand, this lady lost her life, and this young lady, the other lady, is about to lose her life in prison because she killed her
And guess what that man gonna be? With two other women out still living his
outside
life.
that with his
Exactly.
baby.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And
And that's
another
not
woman
cool.
raising it.
And it could be a reversal.
Hmm.
Women do it to men. I am a prodigy of that. I went through that trial and tribulation too. So I'm not gonna shun anybody on how they, you know. But at the end of the day, we know right from wrong. It's wrong to sit here and feed this one woman one idea, and then you go to baby mama or your wife and say another thing, and then lie about it.
Yeah.
Just like I heard some on the radio today, and this young brother brought up a situation where he fell in love with this young lady, and they've been together for almost 9 years. And when they got married, he thought it was glitter and gold, but he elected not to tell her, or it wasn't brought up that he had other kids.
Oh no, that's a low
You know what
blow.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the reason why he said that he didn't bring it up is because she made a statement saying, I don't have time for baby mama drama. A guy I'm dating got kids.
Mhm.
I don't want to deal with him. Now, his perspective was that he said, I elected not to tell her. She didn't ask me, so it wasn't a lie.
Oh no. So
And
basically,
when it came up after 9 years of them being together, she pushed it to the side and still accepted her husband and loved those kids.
right.
But the question was, if the question don't come up between the two, you elect to say something, or you wait till the situation arise and then present itself?
I think it depends on what the problem is, you know. Like certain little white lies, I mean, no lie is a good lie.
Right.
I'm not going to say that no lie is a good lie, but I mean, a life, a child, another woman, something like, for one, everything that you do in the dark comes to the light. Might not be today, might not be tomorrow, but eventually you can't hide it. So I would say, depending on the situation, that certain things you should let a woman, man, friend, no matter what it is, know, a business partner, because if you feel like it'll hinder the situation, what people do is it's greed that keeps them from speaking on the truth, the greed in them. They don't want to let, like, I'm gonna give you an example. Okay, with a job, I'm gonna use it as a job because I'm not gonna keep speaking on relationships. I know that I got 5 staff that work the morning shift. I know that eventually I'm gonna fire them. They calling off, they being late, they doing this, they doing that. But I'm not gonna fire them now because I need them. I'm gonna wait until I find somebody to replace them. Then I'm gonna boot them off. Right. So it's like you knew all along your motive, yet you waited till it suits you and benefited you more to go off and do what you needed to do.
Right.
And in a job, they would just say, "Oh, that's business." You know, you had to do what you had to do. But in relationships and friendships, like, okay, what if you knew your mates? Say you had a friend, and your friend,
right?
Would you or would you not tell your guy friend? Or does it matter if? Do you think in a woman situation, woman to woman, is susceptible to tell, or in a man to man, that's my dog, I shouldn't tell? Or does it even matter? Should you or should you not jump and put your input in that?
Well, me being on the outside looking in, it's not my right to go tell. Well, I could do is inform him, bro. Listen, I don't know what's going on, but check your house.
Okay.
Check your house. Whatever's going on, fix it.
Right.
That's all I say. He might question me and say, "What you mean, dog? You know?" No, bro. Just check your crib. Relationship. Make sure you straight with your girl.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, for a sister to cheat, us brothers not doing what we need to do.
Right.
For a brother to cheat, it's because we're not getting that stability and that comfort, and we are on the not the fear factor, that dare factor. I'm gonna do it until I get caught.
Yeah, I was about to say, I plead to I don't agree with that.
I mean, you got a right to do, but see, I'm going by
a man's perspective. And I respect your point of view.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Because if we're not being satisfied at home, it ain't gotta be sexually. It ain't gotta be. It's just the communication, the nagging. Okay, say for instance, I spoiled you for so long. Whatever, here you go. You can have it. Do this, do that. Right. And so sometimes in the year or in times, things start getting slow. But you so used to having it like that, right? You cannot face the fact, okay, things are getting slow. But you don't care. It's all about you now. Right. I can't get my hair done. I can't get this. You normally give it to me, this and that and the third. Now, but this man loves you so much, he'll give you the skin. So when things fall off, you know what I'm saying? And now it's pressure on him, like what I'm gonna do. So yes, we tends to go to another woman just to get that comfort or get away from that nagging. You. He go through brick walls for you. But sisters, some, not all, some sisters don't understand things don't always happen when you want it to happen. When one of the people in the relationship fall, the other one supposed to support. I'm not asking you to give me anything. I'm asking you to uplift me
Be
spiritually.
motivation. Be
You know,
motivating.
if it ain't nothing but pat on, baby, it's gonna be all right. Oh, I got you, baby. What you need? I don't want nothing physically, mentally, economically. I just need you to have my back.
Encouragement.
That encouragement. Build me back up when I'm mentally, not physically, but mentally falling. You know,
Right.
and that's what tends the brothers to go out and do something stupid because we're not thinking about the at right now fact that we thinking about just to get away from that the sister that's nagging. So I feel like this. We got to be 100 in the dough. We got to keep everything on the table.
Yeah.
I have to give you your option. Do you want to deal with this or not? Even though I might want to be with you, I want to do everything for you. But that sister, that one little issue might not be the nail on the coffin. You know what I'm saying? So I feel, it depends on how the communication goes.
Do you think in a relationship, if a man cheats or a woman cheats and you find out about it, can you work on that situation and can you get over it? Or do you think once the trust is broke, it's just broke?
Well, it depends on the person. Me personally, I can forgive anything,
Yeah.
because everybody make mistakes, nobody perfect. But when it's consistently going on after, okay, we both made mistakes. I'm gonna brush that. Let's go take a vacation. Let's jail back. Everything's smooth, 3, 4 months, and then bam, it happened again. I give that one strike, okay, because I have made mistakes.
So when you give them that one, okay, so say your mate cheat, you take them back, and do you trust them at the same higher level that you trusted them in the beginning? Or is it like if you walking in the kitchen and you burn your hand on the stove, the next time you walk past that stove, you're going to look twice and
Exactly.
keep your mind open to, I don't want to be burned again.
Right.
Do you do it like that? Or do you really, truly, can a person really wholeheartedly retrust somebody again after trust is broken?
Well, if that person came to me and told me, and I mean sincerely, you don't have to give me the boo-hoo tears. You ain't got to do that. Tell me what led you to that. It could have been me that led you there. I might have been lacking in the area where you got it from him. And yes, sex do play a part. I'm not, but at the same time, what could I do that again? See, I can forgive, and a lot of us brothers, we want to sung that, but is it the same when a brother do it? Some people, yeah, they can get over that, that one time, but when it's consistently going on,
Yeah.
and it's a lack of communication, and it's lack of trust, because I was in a situation where in the beginning, I still had certain people in my phone that still communicate with me.
Right.
Phone is my phone. I don't go through your phone. And I know because you're a beautiful woman, you're going to have people that give you those comments. You're on Facebook, you're on LinkedIn. I mean, it's going to be some dude that try to holler at you.
Right.
And some that you communicate just to play, just to, you're not going to never see these people ever in your life, but just to be laughing and see how far you can go. It's the thrill of the hunt, you know. So yes, I can forgive anybody because a lot of people forgave me. God forgave me for the things I have done. So why not
Forgive
pay
me.
it forward?
Can I ask you something? Is that something that comes with growth as a person in age? When you were about 26, like me, did you think you had the forgiving bone in your body as you do as a 45 years old?
Yeah, I really think, well, 26 for a man is like 18.
Exactly. I understand that.
You know what I'm saying? We
Mm.
still living that, I say a saying like this. I'm all night, not all day. See, that's showtime during the day.
Mhm.
All night is prime time. That's because the mode is more laid back. I personally had a old man mentality for a long time. So 26 years old, I was trying to play daddy. I had five faces. I talk about that a lot.
Mhm.
I had five faces. I was working, trying to be a leader of a gang. I had to be a father. I was trying to be a boyfriend or somebody's in-house husband,
Mhm.
and then I still had to deal with society at hands. And when you deal a deck of cards, you don't know which face gonna come out today,
Right.
and that was the stressful part because you burn in a lot of energy trying to relate to certain situations. And after a while, once you grow and you go through that formality and that same cycle, after a while, you be like, man, I'm tired of it. I'm ready to shut it down. Let's do it. Let's get married, and I'm all about you.
Right.
And then to prove that, I'm deleting everything in my life that will connect me into that negativity of not
Be
dwelling on you. You feel where I'm coming from?
right.
So, you tell me, and from a woman's perspective on IntellectualRadio.com, what do you expect us men to do to be qualified, certified, and bona fide that we could be tentative to you?
I think the number one thing in a relationship is communication.
Right.
Communication is key. If I can't talk with you and I can't share, oh, I'm interested in this, and feel that you really feeling me on that one, then there's nothing more that we can do. Like, seriously, we got to be able to communicate. We got to share some sort of interest.
Hmm.
I got to feel like you got my back, like you will stand up for me, you will be there for me. I got to feel like, we a team.
Would you send him through boot camp just to see if he'll fall?
What do
Because
you?
y'all, a lot of women, I've been through it,
Yeah.
will put a man after we we opened up and told you our wrongs
Mm,
and you accepted him back.
nah.
Would you put him through a boot camp
Bring it back
situation?
up.
No, not bringing it back up where
Okay.
he had to go through a level of building that trust again.
See, me, I'm gonna be honest, and I hate to say it, and I hope by the time I'm 45 that I will be able to trust good. But I never told you how I felt about trust. But to me, when you lose my trust, it's gone. Like, and I hate that, and that's why I'm really feeling you that, and maybe it comes with age. That's why I'm asking, because I don't know. Like, at this age of now, like, trust is something that can't be refilled in a cup. You got a cup of water right there.
Hmm.
You lose some of that water, you lose more. Like, it's just what it is. It's hard.
That's
Maybe.
because maybe because I feel because of the age factor.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's the age. Hopefully, the
Age,
older I get, and
and it depends on who you're with too.
yeah,
I mean, everybody's not bad.
yeah,
We have, like I say, we're not perfect. I'm not a perfect man. I tell anybody that I'm not perfect. I make mistakes every day. But at the end of the day, if I know I made that mistake, my conscience is bad. I'm a Virgo.
oh, okay, you're Virgo.
So my conscience is real bad. Follow. So I
Exactly.
have to lead by example.
Mhm.
So if I know in my heart that, like, say for instance, if I broke that window and somebody coming out saying, "Who broke my window?" and I'm sitting there, it's eating me up alive not to say I did it. But after a while, I pull that person. I broke your window, and I'm willing to pay for it. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So would you accept my apology? And to reassure that it wouldn't happen again, I will set up a rapport with that person. So we met on this negative, we can flip it to positive. That goes with relationships. If I wronged you and I hurt you, before I let you leave my life, I'm gonna show you that I'm apologetic.
Right.
And you don't have to be with me no more, but just let you know that I hurt you. I am wrong, and I will let whoever know that I'm wrong. And at the end of the day, if we do depart ways, at least I can build that friendship that is no hard feelings after we depart. You know what I'm saying? So the deal with that, and I want to go into another subject after this one. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Because matter of fact, flipping the page on politics, Donald Trump's cabinet to me is collapsing. It's collapsing hard, and he trying his best to try to keep it together. Now, the guy that he just hired, he's ready to fire him.
Wow.
We talking about the trust in the last segment.
Yeah.
How could I trust a man or anyone, a woman that's got a position that's showing racism, not saying word, through action? You, this man, our president, he's our president of the United States. We gotta deal with it. He's showing racism with Arab people, Mexicans, blacks. He trying to separate Mexicans from blacks. So a lot of Mexicans up under the table is taking that low money and backbiting the average indigenous people. And they don't got to be black. It ain't, you know what I'm saying? I feel I cannot trust our president when you dealing with not an ally, but an enemy. We only deal with Russia because of business, and he is a businessman.
Right.
Now, but when you take business and you use that to try to govern the body of our country, to me, that's collusion. That means you was already in process of doing business with him. You just was trying to put the stamp on the envelope when it came to you being the president. Now it's coming out that he did have some dealings with Russia before. Now that gives a person an idea in their mind. Maybe he did play with those votes, just like they did with Al Gore. The same thing. They gave him Florida, then they took it back.
Yeah.
A lot of people heads rolled after that. But my issue with that is, can you trust our president on the moves he's making?
I didn't. Well, I usually don't talk about politics too much and say who I voted for, but I didn't vote for Donald Trump. I voted for Hillary, and I voted for Hillary because she was a woman.
Exactly.
That's it. And I think that even that was not a good enough reason to vote for her, but I'd rather her than him.
Right.
But I think with this whole race thing that our people, you said trust, right?
Right.
We was talking about trust, and there was an area. As I'm gonna say this, all white people are not bad people.
No.
They not. We got some good white people out there. I got some white people that have been there for me when my own sister and brothers, not my literal sister and brothers, but blacks was not there for me. So
Right.
the thing is, until black people forgive the past and look at white people as all of them not bad, and tell white people look at black people and say, damn, all of them don't hate us because of what our ancestors done, and they actually are smart, and stop looking at us as liquid money, then this world will never reunite, because this is not a black world, this is not a white world, this is not a brown world. This is a world. We all are the same species as human beings.
Yes.
So do I think Donald Trump, am I in favor of Donald Trump? No. But I watched this thing on YouTube, 10 things to be successful. So I just look at different people, Jay-Z, people who I respect highly, Barack Obama, this and this and that. Donald Trump, 10 steps to success, actually is good. I like what he said, but I don't respect the way he moved.
Right. Because he had to step on a lot of toes
to get to where he had.
And that's my thing. I would love to have a conversation with a philanthropist. the people that actually goes out and finds certain areas to build and help. I would love for rich folks to come and talk to me.
Yeah.
I don't want a dime from you.
You just want their input and
I
want the
want
knowledge.
I want them to see what they can invest in.
Mhm.
Because my thing is, if you invest in community, the community the community will prosper in business.
Exactly.
That's how I feel. We talk about infrastructure, we talking about global warming, we talking about the job situation, healthcare, all of that. We talks about all that. If you deal with community, you got all these places where you can build.
Mhm.
Just like if I can talk to the guy that orchestrated Star Wars, he wanted to come here. We
Mhm.
talked about that a long time ago. But the Park District people that fought against him shunned him away, not because he wanted to come into a park, but he wanted to educate because he's married to a black woman.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? And that's like Michelle and Barack. People was going through his birth certificate to see if he was really black and all of this. That's the same thing with that man and that couple coming here trying to build something where people can actually learn, not just about uh, Star Wars,
Mhm.
but science, the planets, the atmosphere, the stars. Take your head to another level. But they didn't want that because he wanted to deal with the at-risk youth. He wanted to empower the low-income areas. He wanted to set up funding so it can go into the CPS, Board of Education, in some of these, you know, downplayed neighborhoods. And that's where I get mad at Rahm Emanuel and Romner. Do you know how much money that would have generated to the community? They wouldn't have to use the TIF program. They wouldn't have to and higher taxes and things like that. They would have been able to actually neutralize the city where we can eat, have a job, be able to be home with our kids at a certain time, and sitting at the dinner table talking about something that's educational, not worried about what Lil John did on the block.
Right.
Because how you can curb a lot of the situations that's going on. I can't talk about Florida. I can't talk about Milwaukee. I can't talk about Atlanta. I could talk about Chicago. And I bet if you would get the average dude on the block that's selling drugs or whatever the case may be, doing mischief, if you gave him a good 9 to 5 and he saw that check,
He'll
he'd be the
stop.
first person at the door every day.
Exactly. But if you give him crumbs, then he gonna compare it to what he can go out and get in a hard way, even though he might be substitute to jail or death or this, but he looking at the I can get to this point faster than I can get to it in a slow way.
Right.
But
If you gave him a job and gave him the adequate money hourly, and you gave him the incentive, if you can do your 90 days, I give you another buck. After 6 months or a year, I give you two. You know what I'm saying? And you give them the hours. Don't sit up there and say 71 hours is a full check, which is not.
no.
80. Give them 80 hours or give them 40. It depends on what trade or what type of job. And you uplift them.
Mhm.
See, these kids is not being uplifted. The adults is not being uplifted because they've been talked about, put down, dragged through the mud. And then on top of that, some of the people that's black that made it to a certain level, you start backbiting the person that's trying to get to your level
Yeah,
instead of trying to pull them up.
that's
Then
true.
then it also flows at home. When you try to put down your son or daughter because she this way and I don't care, and you going out drinking and popping bottles, but they hungry. Your hair done, but your baby's hair's nappy. You know,
Yeah,
all of
man.
that takes part of the upbringing and what the motivation and the spirit of other people. We ain't got that much time. We down to 5 minutes,
Let me end with a
and
poem.
I want you to at least give me a poem for 3 of those minutes, and I'm gonna close it out for the two.
Okay, I'm gonna say a real brief poem. It's called Chicago. It's the one I know offhand. Chicago is my hometown. Chicago. Chicago is my hometown, the place I represent. Chicago can never be forgotten because it's too hard to forget. I've been to different parts of Chi-Town, from north to south to west. The east side pretty good, but the west side is the best. Chicago is my hometown, the place I represent. If I ever move from Chi-Town, I still represent it.
Hey, that's what's up. But I'm a South Side. Don't start that South Side.
West side.
You feel me? Don't start that mess on this show. We ain't doing that one. But I appreciate that, and I appreciate you, Nicole, for stepping in. You see my guys, Marcus Walls, K Grand, 100K, and Chris. They didn't make it today
But they
because
still good though.
they still
They
good.
good brothers.
They was worried about the storm, and they only had, they was in a situation. But next week, I want my Facebook Live people to chime in on the next segment because Kay gonna come in with a lot of educational things that we need to know about society, and hopefully, I can have some good news about moves this summer doing a food drive and haircut drive, and actually just taking another perspective to another level on intellectualradio.com. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll be back next Wednesday, same time, same station. Peace.